What is up, guys, and welcome back to the CapeCast. It is episode 3, and we've got some fun stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of great topics. We've got the Fate event, so we're going to be talking about the new event, or technically the returning event that's in the game. We're going to be talking about transmuting. Got a lot of questions kind of floating around there of what is transmuting? What are all those blocks we just got from the update? We're going to be talking about bleed percentages. So again, the probabilities of opening certain characters and things like that. I'm seeing a lot of talk about that over in the Discord. So I want to just get some clarity on that if you guys don't know about that. And then we're going to go over to GC in the second half of the video, where we're going to be talking about just all the new stuff that's come to games. So those new quests that are there for the new player experience, the mementos system, because again, just more stuff added to the game for us to collect and have to go after. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at that second day of Supreme Commander. So like we said last week, we're going to be breaking down each of those days, talking about what we do on those, any kind of tips and tricks we may have on those particular days, and how we approach it. So pretty excited about today's episode. So let's jump in. GC, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bud. I'm doing great. Been having a lot of fun, you know. I'm pretty excited because this is my first week. The Scarecrow Zone coming out.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the first 2 episodes, you know I'm running that Joker. I'm trying that for my main focus as a free-to-play player. So it's been an exciting week for me, especially with all the things that we have to talk about that's coming in, like this, which you know, new to me. But you're telling me it's a returning event.
Yeah.
The Fate Will of Fate.
Yeah, so, you know, the Wheel of Fate, the Fate event, this was kind of one of the first events we ever got. And as you can see, it's a little bit lacking compared to what we just got in the Super Family event. You know, we had a free character there. We had gift giving. We had all kinds of stuff in there. And this one, yeah, you just get to get a couple of these little onks, get to use those as spins to maybe get some, you know, maybe you get an eye, maybe you get an anvil, or you just get a couple of these tokens, which most of the time is those 10 tickets is what you're hitting a lot of the time in here. But yeah, I'm curious from your side. So if you guys don't know, when you're doing this event and you want to grab more tickets, essentially you're going to get one spin a day free. You can get 5 additional ones if you use gems, and everything beyond that's going to be, you know, cash money to get those spins. But I'm curious from your side, GC, because you're 100% free to play. How is the event feeling with your 1 to maybe 6 spins each day?
That I could leave it. I don't even care for this event at all. It's 1 spin a day. I accidentally bought an Ankh with source gems. Just accidentally kind of muscle memory clicked and bought it. And luckily I spun and got an anvil. So I was like, oh, hey, that's a 200% value anvil.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm coming in here and spinning this guy is to get rid of the red dot notification, man. Like we could leave it. If this was the first event that came in the game, completely different expectations for me. Now, my first event was the Super Fam event.
Yeah.
I know it was Will of Fate for you guys on Go Launch and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's nice that they can circle it back around and everything, but this is this is useless to me.
I have a feeling like this one and the Aquaman one and kind of the Mother's Day one we had, I feel like those are going to be our filler events as we go through. So as they get prepared for the next big event, I mean, maybe hopefully in the future we'll get the Super Fam coming back around so you can get some more crypto, but I doubt that. I think that was more so kind of a one-time deal. But I do think that this one we'll probably see more often as a filler. This one to me feels like a whale event, because the thing is, if you're buying like, and you have to buy the big packs, like if you want to do this, but if you're a whale, if you're going through buying those big packs, you do have this ability to get 100 eyes, 150 eyes, right? And I think you can get the 50 eyes just for reference. I think you get the 50 eyes if you're buying the $9.99 and the $19.99 each day. Between that and then the other ones. So again, it's not cheap, but I think you can get all the way up to those. And of course you're going to get some some eyes, some anvils, some stuff along the way. But in order to get this 100, you either got to get like super lucky, which I'm sure this is all programmed a certain way to only hit 400 so many times, like, Vegas slots.
Right.
But yeah, so I think if you're like fully all in, whatever, you're a whale, you're spending everywhere, you're a kraken, most likely. This is probably something you can get. But the store has a few good things in here. One of the big ones, just to point out, is these fire pit afterburners. So again, these events are kind of some of the only places you can get these, which upgrade your ships. So that's definitely a good investment here. I'm still going after anvils. So I'm going after the anvils. I'm going after selectors so I can max out my character. But, it is what it is when you're going into this. But I think from your side as a free to play, you're probably hitting those anvils, those cheap anvils that are in here.
Yeah, I'm definitely going after cheap anvils. Normally I try to go for that like super value one. It's like 1,200, but I wasn't gonna wait. I wanted to try to get Scarecrow, and I'm obviously getting one Ankh a day. There aren't Ankhs coming in from anywhere else. My source gems need to go to anvils, so I just got the anvils that I could get. If I get lucky, if I hit another 400, I'll get some more anvils. But like, this is really just for the most part, a red dot notification, get out of my face game. I think I've got 480 tickets total. I haven't hit the 600 ticket mark. I've only gotten 2 of the things on the track. And I think I did hit the 400 ticket run once. I've hit the anvil once. I've hit the 400 ticket run once. And I think you're right. Maybe it's conspiracy. Maybe I should be wearing a tin hat, but I think that's like your casino odds of right. Oh yeah. Now buy more so that you hit them big again. I probably shouldn't complain as a free to play player because it's like, oh, hey, it's free resources, but it's not even fun. Like, I don't even think that's fun for a whale. You're just spinning a wheel and hoping. The giving back and forth was kind of fun. And I don't know, like, I understand in the Super Fam event, the like Minesweeper, poke out find the special spot in the Master Grand Prize. Like, I know that's basically random too, but you feel like you're doing something. There isn't a choice. You're not making a decision. You have no choice. Like but it feels that way. It gives you this illusion of choice. This takes it away all because everything's up to fate. I don't know. Maybe I try to tie it in.
So
it shows this is the first event they have ever made.
If you guys know, we just had the big update and everybody just got a whole bunch of these little blocks here. The construction blocks, because they've redone how the armory works. You've gotten those refunded. Now it's experience and all of that. But I wanted to kind of, if you guys don't know, because I was talking to UGC and I was like, if you scroll way over, you can see where you use them.
We got these refunded back. And I think the first thing I did was reach out to you and be like, why do I care? There's nothing else to spin these on. Now I have a bunch of blocks, like, and that's when it was like, okay, if you're not at the max armory, you can scroll through what all you can build, and it's something I got it right. It's like, repeat. It's your support and mages, your tank armor, and then your assassin DPS armor, and we just repeat that with better odds. Okay, cool, I get it. And then you got 2 special blueprints over here on the right hiding out for all you max level players. But
and
so
the thing is,
what are these mirror cells? Why do I care? Why is it the top level upgrade to the armory? Because that's got to be good. So maybe these blocks are going to be worthwhile eventually.
Yeah, so originally when this came out, you could only use your alloy. But the problem is everybody's still trying to get tagged gear and things like that. So you never used your alloy for these. So they released it to where you could use these blocks. And you get the blocks, you've already got them. And so I'm sure if you just got a bunch of them, you know how to get them. But you deconstruct the gear you don't necessarily need to get more of these blocks, or you just got that giant refund. And what they're for is creating these mirror cells. And the mirror cells are for your gear. So I did a video on this a little bit ago, but I've learned more since doing the video. So we're going to have a recap of this, a new video coming soon. But these are used to upgrade your gear. So this is an in-game thing. This is not something you're necessarily going to be doing early in the game because they have to be level 500 gear to be able to transmute. So you have to be towards the end of your war room, and you have to have your armory up to like 34. So you're trying to get this. You may be able to get it like 33. But you can get these mirror cells. You can hit the transmute once it's the level 500. And this is where you get to kind of roll with these mirror cells to get new stats added to your gear. And you can see here I've got 3 different little dots on here, which means I have 3 different ones. And as you continue to use it, it will level up from 1 all the way to level 5, giving you 5 different gear pieces. So it gets a little complicated, and I'll show you one of the pieces I'm rolling on. All right. So this particular piece of gear, my helmet, you can see it's got 2 different stats on it. Those stats are a red stat, which is the best color you can get. So just like the star system, you go from gray all the way up to red. But every time you transmute it, it re-rolls all of them. Now, these little red boxes up here can lock a stat in. I'm going to do this and then undo this, but you can see now it's going to use a red box to hold that stat for 1 roll. So it's not worth using. Don't ever do this because you've got to get this all the way to level 5 before it even really matters. So don't do that. Even if it's red, don't do it. Every time you hit transmute, you're going to see when I click the button, it uses 100 of these mirror cells that we just talked about. It's going to give me new stats. It's also going to upgrade this level here. So we are at 9,000 of 12,000. So if I do that a couple more times, and if I hit certain stats, you'll see that jumped up pretty big, a whole 1,000 as it goes through. So sometimes this is little, like that was 100. The other one was 1,000. I don't know the rhyme or reason of why it jumps up each time, but sometimes it's bigger or smaller. Now, the thing is, when you get the stats that you want, you have to click apply to actually change the stats. So you saw that I had a red stat.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
So I had the red stat and I'm still rolling, but maybe I still want to keep that red stat. I can leave and go to exit and it still has my red stat. It hasn't changed it yet. So this allows you to like roll and roll and roll and not keep it until you finally have the stats that you actually want to replace it with, which is something again I learned after the last video.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big difference because it feels like you need to transmute a bunch to be able to unlock extra slots, right? And it's just like, I was just thinking like, okay, well, I'm never going to have good stats, you know, because I got to transmute to get those extra slots. But the fact that you actually turn around and apply them makes it a big difference. Yeah. Okay, so we can turn our blocks into these mirror shields and transmute. This is end game late stuff.
Yeah. The only other thing I'll mention is yellow and red are very important. They're your biggest ones. So you can see we have a yellow right now. Crit damage resist plus defense. These are probably fine, but I'm going to just show you. If I go to transmute it again, it's going to make sure that I'm okay with doing it. Because once you get a red or a yellow, it's like, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. That stat looks good. Are you sure? And I have to say, yep, I'm fine with losing that. And I'm going to say, yep, and I'm going to transmute, and it's going to go away. So you can see now I don't even get to keep a good stat. And then once I get to a certain point, you can see now I have 3. So I've upgraded from level 2 to 3. Now I have 3 stats. I still don't know if that's what I want to keep yet. So we're just going to leave from this. You can see I still have my 2 stats, but if I go back in, I can at any point hit apply. So I'm not losing it. It's just kind of hanging out with it there. So, yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's interesting. I guess it's definitely something to just continue to spin on. How do you feel the income here for mirror shards are? Like, how often can you go on a rolling bench?
So it kind of depends. So there's a couple places you're going to get these. If you're doing well in the simulators, they are part of the reward system.
Okay.
So you can see there's 1,000 here at 1,400. There's a couple other spots. There's 1,000 there at 1,000. Also, when you get into the specific spots, there's a lot of mirror shards in here. So yes, you're going to be getting them. And then in game, you're going to be getting them a lot, because in game, what ends up happening is when you're rolling your gear, you're really just looking for tagged gear, right? You're really just trying to get the best gear. You want the Superman tags or the Justice League or whatever characters you're using. So what I tend to do is I actually deconstruct all of the gear. I leave one set. So I leave one set just in case I get a new character and I can throw that on there, even though realistically, I've probably got the tags for somebody, but I leave one untagged set, and then I deconstruct all the rest into those boxes, and then I can just create mirror shots. So you can get them fairly often. The biggest thing I'm running into right now is cache. We talked about this on one of the other podcasts. Oh, yeah. That's actually what my bottleneck is now, because every time you go to level up a character, for all you guys who don't know, once you get to this giant sync boost, so 580, once you get past that, it's expensive as crap. It's 11 million, and I have to do that 4 times, I believe. So essentially 44 million experience and 44 million cash just to go up one level. So it eats through that. Between that and the ship upgrades, my cash is very, very hard to find. But yeah, the last thing I'll say though, like when you get into Meta Brawl, when you get into that, this is where it matters a lot on your matchups, because when you're going, like, let's see this defeat here. When you're going against people, it matters all these little stat boosts of who's going to win, right? So you want to have these. It really gives you that edge when you go into the PvP and the battles and things like that. And the last thing I'll talk about transmuting, because I know it can be boring at times, but I do want to call this out because a lot of people don't know this. Once you get these gears up to level 5, so you get to the level 5 transmute, there is a probability, it's very small, but there's a probability of hitting a set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's set bonuses for each type of character, and there's a bunch of these, so you can kind of look through them. Some of them are going to make more sense for whatever character you're wanting to put on there, but you have to have, at a minimum, 2 pieces with that same set on them. So that's a lot of rolling. It's a lot of mirror shards. So again, this is like Kraken or really far in game, because I'm not even close to that point yet. But there are people in the game, especially on the beta servers, that do have a couple like 2 of 2s. No 5 of 5s yet that I know of, but definitely some 2 of 2s on some of this gear. Speaking of characters, this will be a shorter segment because I do want to talk about anvils. So, as we all know, this is the key, the core of this game. Rolling on your banner characters, trying to get the ones that you want. And I've seen a lot of questions, a lot of people asking, or I'd say more so complaining. They've rolled 200 times and haven't got this character, which one is physically impossible. But, you know, it is one of these that you need to understand that the way the bleed mechanics work. Okay. So,
and I just want to say this really does make a difference. Understanding these mechanics and going into the bleed, knowing where the pity timers are, knowing what the percent chances are.
Yeah,
I've been hitting a lot of. I sent you talking about complaining. I sent you a photo of like as many times as I've seen guaranteed in one.
Yeah,
is astronomical, but I've seen it. You know, but I didn't realize how good I had it with you explaining the bleed to me very early on and what you're about to go into, because I've not experienced challenges with this. I haven't felt this really bad rolls feeling, and because I did understand what number we're looking for, how far I'm to the next pity timer, and what that means and how to check it, you know. So I just want to say, third episode, we're still got free to play and and newcomer and old guy here. Newcomers, listen up. This is not an end game thing. This will change your experience every time you're hunting a banner character, especially if you're free to play.
Exactly. So, the biggest thing is when you only have so many anvils, right? You got a new character coming out, you have 5 anvils. Really, realistically, you kind of want to wait to hold to see if you can get to the pity number before you start to roll on them, just to make sure you don't spend 40 anvils, not get your character and move on, right? And then all of a sudden you really feel bad that you wasted 40 on that particular character. But all is not lost on that, because we're going to go through this. So the one thing I want to point out is when you see the banner. So when we see the banner and it says, hey, in 49 draws, you will get a mythic. Understand, this may not be the banner character. That 49 is not a guarantee of Supergirl. That 49 just says you're going to get a red piece or champion. It could even be a piece. So the way this works is when you get that, so when you hit that, you have a % to either get your banner character, which is 26.9% of that particular roll at the 50, or a 50% chance to get one of these. So that leaves you with, 23.1% to get a legendary item or a mythic character, right? So you have the legendary, the epic, the mythic. So these are the non chanced up characters. So this is where you can get like your Batman, because I think that's the only place you're going to get them outside of spending money, and a few of these others that maybe aren't in selectables right now, which I think everything but Batman now has come into that pool. So what ends up happening is when you roll, you're eventually going to hit a probability, and you're going to hit a red one, and then of the red one, it's going to be one of these categories. What's weird is that down here you can see it's not just the characters. You also have that probability of hitting a relic, right? So that could be one of these here. The other thing is, when you do this, getting the odds, essentially it says that you are going to, your first time you hit a red, so you haven't hit a red yet, your first time you hit a red, it is going to be a 25% chance of getting, or 26.9, whatever, of getting a mythic. Then, if you did not get your champion, so you have a 25% chance, or whatever, 26.9, it's close enough, of getting your banner character. If you didn't have it, the next time you hit a red, you've got a 50% chance of it being that character. And then if you still didn't hit it, you've got, essentially 75, but it's got some weird numbers in here, of getting it the third one. And if you didn't get it the third one, the fourth one, you are guaranteed to get the banner character.
Yep.
So
that right there, Dan, is really what helped me on Joker, because I had to go around 4 times every time. But because I knew that, and I knew that, okay, I've done it again, next one's going to be Joker, I was able to manage my anvils well. Knowing this.
And the beauty of this is, it means every fourth one is guaranteed, and every time you hit it, it resets. So it isn't like, hey, every 4th, 8th, 12th, whatever. Like, you could hit it on the first one, and then once you hit the banner character, it says, at a worst case scenario, the fourth one you pull, the fourth mythic you pull, will be your banner character. But it could be any of the other ones. You can get them back to back. I've had that happen.
Right.
People get them in 110 pull, and they get 2 of them. It's very rare, but you can do that.
I've seen some images of some very amazing pulls that are not very reflective of these percent chances.
Right. And again, you have to always assume, right? Like when anybody's going to post online, whether it's a picture or comment or whatever, you get the extremes. You usually don't get the middle ground of like, hey, look at this pull of of my Shazam when I was trying to pull Supergirl, right? But you do get the extremes a lot in there. But so the upside of this is it carries over. So if you've had 3 pulls that were not Joker, and now you're like, oh man, the next one is a guaranteed Joker, you can go pull on Scarecrow and it is guaranteed Scarecrow. So that's the other thing to think about.
Guaranteed banner. Guaranteed banner. It's wherever you're at on these odds. That's a really strong one too. I really like that too, because keeping track of that is again a big thing on anvils, because maybe you were trying to get a second Joker, a second Constantine, whatever, to get that 40 influx, and it's coming down to the end of it, and you know that the anvils aren't going to get there. You can wait, because you know that your next one on the next bleed that's opening up, the next character, you can pivot that way 100% if you realize this.
Right. And it's definitely one of those, like maybe you get in a situation where let's take different characters for chance, right? Like maybe after you've gotten through your Scarecrow, we've gone to the world of Deathstroke, and you've decided you don't want Deathstroke. You don't want to go Legion of Doom. You're wanting to go Sinestro, right? So you may be at that point where you've already hit 2, and you've already hit 2 non-banner characters, and you're like, hey, I don't want to just keep throwing this into Deathstroke or whatever, because I know the next 2 I have a guaranteed pull, and I want Sinestro. You may wait a month, and that's the beauty of it, is it's still going to do it, because you can go to your history and you can see all your pulls. So it isn't like on a piece of paper you need to write down like when I hit it and everything. You can come back here and you can see it's going to highlight it in red. So there was my Constantine pull. So literally now my worst case scenario is 4 pulls from now will be my next one. Again, worst case. We did a big video pulling 2,300 anvils, and it averaged about 100 anvils per pull. So again, we got some back-to-back stuff and things like that, but on average, I think through the entire pull, because we were doing it on screen with the averages, it ended up being about 100 per pull. And I think at the end it got down to like 80 something, but most of the video it stayed around the 100. But you can see, right? Like here's the other red. It's pretty easy to see where they are. So you can always go back and count how many were there until I hit, that banner character. So you can see I had a big drought in here, but then, there's some other points where if I keep going, there's going to be some other points where we had like almost back-to-back Constantines on here too. So, a lot of good information on there. Just wanted to kind of throw that out there, because I've seen a lot of people being like, I pulled 400 times and didn't get the character. And I'm telling you, it's impossible to do that unless you're thinking, well, I pulled X number of times over here and now I'm over here. And they're like, I haven't pulled this one, but he keeps bouncing back and forth, and he pulls a Joker and he's not pulling Scarecrow, and he's complaining he hasn't pulled Scarecrow or something, whatever it is. But
that cross pit, just being the fact that it's just the odds on your banner, whichever banner you're pulling at, it doesn't matter. It'll hold over for new banners, cross over to the additional banners that you have. You're if you're so lucky that your next mythic, I think you just got one, so you'd have to double back to back, right? But it's going to be, you'd get to choose out of 3 banners on your bleed. Man, what it's like to be late game and have 3 banner characters.
I know. Well, it's about to be crazy because Superman's going by soon, but Nightwing goes away in 5 days and I get Superboy. So I'm literally going to have all Super Fam at the same time. But I don't know. I'm still back and forth on if I go after the Super Fam. I do have a nice Superman already. Or stay the course and just hope that Outsiders actually does me right. So still deciding. I've got some more time to make that decision, but excited about what's coming through here. And again, I know you got Scarecrow that's just dropping, so excited to see if you can get him up to 5 white stars and see how that combo of Scarecrow and Joker is just insane. If free to play is really good. And again, my Scarecrow is only 5 white stars, and he's still stays around for a long time as a tank. He's a really good character. So
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm just going to take the information that I know about the bleed, the information I know about the odds. I'm going to plan out the rest of my anvils. We did hit him once, right? Needed to try to hit him at least one more time, get another 40 shards to be able to get him up to 5 whites. Yeah. But I'm going to be very careful about it because we don't want Joker to slip through our fingers. We do need to go back, get some extra stars onto Joker. And, I'm just going to be tracking my bleeds and hope that I don't hit 50 4 times in a row because I think I did do that once for Joker. No.
It happens. It happens on occasion. Let us know, chat, and everybody watching the video down below. Leave a comment. What character you going after in bleed? Did any of this information we talk about today just something you didn't know about? Any additional questions, leave them below because we'll use those questions for our next video next week. But we have another half of this video, so make sure if you haven't already done it, guys, hit the sub button down below, leave those comments, leave the like buttons, and make sure to check the description for the link, or at the end of this video, you should see it pop up on screen to hang out for part 2 over on GC's channel. And once you get over there, make sure you hit the sub button, hit the like button. Let's get this guy up to his 1,000 subs. Let's get him over into the creator program. So show some love over on GC. And I can't wait to talk about these other topics that we got. But yeah, appreciate all you guys. Until next time, y'all take it easy.